Hi there guys, welcome to UK Vanguard Circle, Darren here, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile. And the deck we'll be looking at is my Great Nature deck. It's the Polaris build that I ran at the World Championship qualifiers for the UK this year. It finished in the top 22, which was a really good result for an outside clan, and one that wasn't really fancied on the bigger stage. So I'll kick things off with the starting Vanguard, first, which is Blackboard Parrot. His skills are Forerunner, so when another Great Nature rides this unit, you may call this card to the Rearguard circle. And his act ability is while he's on the Rearguard circle, you move him to Soul, select one of your Great Nature Rearguards, and that unit gets an auto ability, which is during your end phase. When this unit is pointed to the drop zone from Rearguard circle, draw a card, and that lasts until the end of turn. So for any of you that know Great Nature, you'll know that they give plus 4,000 to their Rearguards, and they're retired during the end phase. So that second skill is a great way of replacing the unit that you lose. If you can then stack duckbill effects on that, you'll start off plussing cards, which is always nice. His first ability, the Forerunner ability, is also really good. If you're pulling behind Polaris, Polaris will be swinging for 18k, and at Sheffield was facing a cross-ride heavy meta, so obviously 18k was the magic number. Next up we have the star of the show, which is Battler of the Twin Brush Polaris. So his skills are Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2 while he's on the Vanguard circle. When he attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Great Nature Rearguards, stand it, and that unit gets plus 4,000 to the end of turn. At the end phase of that turn, retire that unit. So that ability gives Great Nature a great cutting edge and a great win condition. His second ability is Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3,000 until the end of that battle. So obviously that allows him to attack cross-right, unboosted, and still hit. Next up we have a great support unit for Polaris, which is Magnet Crocodile. And so his ability is, while he's on the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if I have a Great Nature Vanguard, this unit gains plus 2,000 until the end of that battle. So I can swing it at the likes of MRB or 11k based Vanguards and still hit, and then standing back up with with Polaris's ability, and then boost him for his second attack to hit even bigger numbers. And hopefully I've drive checked a few crit triggers on top of that to really amp up the pressure. Moving on to the grade 2s, we have 4 Binoculars Tiger. While this unit is on the Vanguard at Rearguard circle, when he attacks a Vanguard, you choose another of your Great Nature Rearguards, and you can have that unit gain plus 4,000 until the end of turn. If you do, at the beginning of your end phase, retire that unit. So it's just a nice way of doping your units again. Next up we have Compass Lion. Again, a similar role to Magnet Crocodile, which is he's a great support unit for, or a great target for Polaris's ability, because he's 11k, so he can hit 11k based units without boost, and then obviously you can stand him back up with Polaris and then boost him with his booster behind him for the next attack, and hopefully again you check crits so you can really amp up that pressure. His ability is while he's on the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, at the beginning of your end phase, choose one of your Rearguards and retire it. People see that as a bit of a negative and a reason not to run for, but in this build you would just literally select him himself, because you would be standing him with Polaris's ability. And it's just a great way of kicking off those duckbills and Blackboard Parrot's skills if you haven't got any way of doping. Next up we have 4 Geograph Giant. Just your basic 10k vanilla. This was really useful. If your opponent rode a 9k grade 2 and had a 5k or lower starting Vanguard behind their Vanguard when they pulled it back, when they swing at grade 2, the highest they can be is 19k, so if you drop a 10k shield, you save yourself from taking damage that turn, even if they do check a trigger. So yeah, really nice unit to have to ride. Next up we have the grade 1s, starting off with 4 Coil and Duckbill. Similar to Blackboard Parrot, his skill is during your main phase, when this unit is placed on the Rearguard circle, you choose another of your Great Nature Rearguards, and that unit gets an auto ability, which is during your end phase. When this unit is put into the drop zone from the Rearguard circle, you draw a card until the end of turn. So if you get multiple of them active and a parrot, you're drawing 4 cards, and 3 of them will be pluses. He's also a 7k booster, which is really useful behind the likes of Magnet Crocodile and Compass Lion, because then when they attack they'll be hitting 18k or higher, depending on how many doping abilities you've got active. Next up we have 3 TikTok Flamingo, similar to Duckbill, only this time you get to 1 flip of damage, so he allows you to spam Polaris's Limit Break. Then we have 3 Silver Wolf, 8k vanilla, allows you to hit magic numbers. Point behind Geograph Giant, you got yourself an 18k column. Pretty simple. Also behind Polaris, with Polaris being on the Vanguard circle, he's hitting 21k. So against 11k Vanguards, you're forcing 15k guard just for a trigger. Next up, 4 null guards. Well, null guards are null guards, so they shouldn't really need any explaining. So yeah, moving on to the triggers. 4 Roller Chameleon. His skill is Counterblast 1 during your phase when his unit is put into the drop zone from Rearguard circle. If you have a Great Nature Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, switch your deck for up to 1 card named Roller Chameleon, reveal it to your opponent and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So people see that as a bit of a negative because you're taking a crit trigger from your deck and adding it to your hand. But if you can activate at least 1 doping ability on Roller Chameleon, you turn into a 7k booster. Behind majority of your rear guards and your vanguard, you'll be hitting the magic number versus cross rights. And if you can get duckbills and pirates active along with that skill, you're going to plus cards for fun, because Roller Chameleon automatically replaces himself. And you also get a 10k shield to hand guaranteed. We then have 2 Triangle Cobra, which is basically your basic 5k vanilla trigger, so it's 6 crit. Next up we have 4 Castanet Donkey. His skill is act while on the Rearguard circle, put the unit into your soul, choose up to 1 of your grenadiers, and that unit gets plus 3000 to the end of turn. So if you're putting behind Polaris, and then if you're shot on boosters and putting behind Polaris, when you eventually get that booster, you can move into soul, select Compass Lion, making 14k. Call your booster behind Polaris, and then swing with Compass Lion at cross within Vanguards, and Compass Lion is going to force guard or hit. So that's really, really useful. And then we have 2 Fortune Ringing Cat, which again is your basic 5k vanilla trigger. I went 6 crit, 6 draw just because you are losing units with Polaris' limit break, and the only way you can really replace them is through draw power. So if I use Polaris' limit break and hit a draw trigger, I've instantly replaced the unit that I'm losing. And if I've got skilled actives such as Duckbill or Parrot, they're going to become automatic pluses. So you can build up a 13 card hand quite easily, and getting through that is really, really hard for your opponent. Then we have the 4 heal triggers, which is Dictionary Goat. So that's my deck profile. Please feel free to comment below with any advice that you've got for the deck. Is there a tech choice that you use and you've not seen in my deck? I'm always open to advice and constructive criticism. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.